Hi everyone, Holly from Diamond Painting Addict. Thank you so much for joining me back on my channel. Like my Alice in Wonderland diamond painting, I have been requested to do some real-time work on some of my other paintings. So I have come back to my yellow rose, which is absolutely stunning. I am just going to pop my light pad on and get prepared. This is a 60 by 90 from Ever Moment. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not the best canvas in the world. The canvas quality actually is pretty poor, even though the drill quality is great. I have ordered another diamond painting from Ever Moments, and if it is of similar quality, I am just going to get them to send me a new canvas. You don't spend, you know, almost twice as much on Ever Moment to get a really crap canvas quality. So we'll see how that goes. Right, so as you are probably more than aware, the drill storage I use is this one. These are storage systems from Harbor Freight, and they come over from America. So I have my friends, I actually send him the money. He then orders them, and then I sort out them getting delivered. They are pretty cheap, but the delivery does cost quite a lot of money, so I cannot wait for myself to get set up over in the States and get a craft room so that I can then order them in bulk and don't have to worry about, I think it cost me £37 to get them sent over, but I do get 8 at a time. So that's the drill storage, and I love these boxes because, you know, it's so simple. You can just put your symbol on here, and then, you know, your, I don't know if that's going to show, so yeah, your symbol there, and then your DMC code here. I do order my DMC codes from Amazon, and they come like this. So they're really simple. Like I've explained in previous videos, I tend to keep my Ever Moment drill separate to all of the other drill stashes, just because I find that Ever Moment drills are so much better quality, though they really are more superior. So my drill storage of my extras are completely separate, and then the others just go in all together. You know, it's just simple like that. So that is the storage system. I then just use your average pen, just because I find this so much simpler. I like the 3-placer as well when I have areas that I have a lot of the same colour. And I just seem to migrate back to this one. And then my tray is here. This is a big tray. I like this one because I can get quite a lot of diamonds in there at the same time. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a whip and chat for this video, and then, so it's not so long, I think my Alice in Wonderland was like an hour and 40 minutes, I'm then just going to time lapse the rest of it. So when I feel like I've run out of things to say, I'll just time lapse it. So let's get going. So I'm just gonna, I think what I'm going to do for this painting is I'm going to go up to the top bit here, and then I'm going to go and do the rest of this panel, and then I'm going to spin the painting round. So I'm doing it from top to bottom, and then left to right, and then I'm just going to continue it like that. This is quite a big painting, and I don't really have a lot of space in my bedroom. This is where I actually do my diamond painting, on my desk in my bedroom. I don't have a hell of a lot of space, so I really struggle with logistically placing paintings. So yeah, just gonna have to bear with. I'm really looking forward to being able to have my own craft room. It's going to be like a croffice. It's going to be a craft room come office, and within there is going to be a, hang on a minute, I've just lost, where is that arrow? Okay, I keep forgetting because I've got this on the side. Obviously this symbol here is an arrow, but this is an arrow down, but I keep forgetting that it is that one because it is the arrow to the left, because I've completely turned my painting around. And 3. I like to get all of in the section that I'm doing, I like to get all of the little storage boxes of diamonds out that relate to that area, just because I find it so much easier when I come to actually do the diamond painting. So, okay. I find Ever Moments diamonds a lot bigger, and with that I think the finish is much better, just because there aren't so many gaps. I'm gonna sneeze. Bless me, sorry about that. And I'm really shaky today because I haven't had any dinner, any breakfast. It's like 12:30, and getting out of my house at the moment is a bit of a nightmare. Where I live in Maysmore in Gloucester, I live right in front of the River Severn. Like literally you have my home, and then you have like a semi car park, and right in front of that is the river. So when the river's up and it's flooded its banks, it's so difficult to get out. We do have flood defence in our garden, but it doesn't work because it's not being maintained. So it's a bit crappy really. It's just taken my other half 2.5 hours to make an 8-minute trip to work. So yeah, all a bit of a nightmare. My cat last night, hilarious, he came in and he was absolutely soaked. I think it was about 11 o'clock at night. He literally came in, and I didn't know if it had been raining or not. I thought it had been raining, but it wasn't raining. And he came in and he was drenched, and I think what's happened is where the river came up and it's burst its banks and it's come right into the garden, he's had to swim to the front door. But the river water here is disgusting. I think a lot of pollution goes into the river, you know, human waste and things like that. So there was no way that I was going to allow him to sit in that and clean himself. Hello, mate. Just had a cat that's come in. You might hear him. Hey, Socks. Hello. I'm not going to say hello today. Fair enough. That's my other cat. He tends to be a lot more chilled than Rascal. Rascal causes me a lot of stress. I wish he was a lot more like his brother, but he's not. He just gets himself into so many pickles. Just been trying to edit some videos, and where my internet is so shockingly crap, it takes so long. I just edited a video and uploaded it, and it uploaded all day yesterday and overnight. So it took about 17 hours to upload a half-an-hour video. Honestly. It is what it is. God, I'm really shaky today. I'm never normally shaky at all. I didn't have any dinner last night, stupidly. I was too busy messing around on YouTube. And then before I knew it, it was like 11 o'clock. So I couldn't start cooking, really. I don't really want to be cooking at 11 o'clock at night, really. Especially just for me, because my partner doesn't eat. Well, he never eats with me anyway. We eat completely different things. He lives on those Rasta burgers or whatever they are. Honestly, oh, it's just gross. Microwavable burgers. However, I don't know what he's been living on lately, because our microwave is just giving up the goat. So it's just died, and we don't have another microwave, and we haven't bought a new one. So I don't know what he's doing for food at the moment. but I couldn't imagine anything worse than just living on those crappy burgers. However, after doing my horse this morning, I went to Tesco and I got my rice that I was supposed to have bought yesterday, which I completely forgot. There were two things that I was meant to get from Tesco yesterday, and that was rice and cat food. And I came out with God knows how much, I think £47 worth of food in the end, and I forgot the rice and I forgot the cat food because I'm a complete pleb. So I had to go back today and get it, which I did. So I think what I'm going to do later is I am going to make a curry. I found a really nice Jamie Oliver recipe, which is an aubergine curry. And without realising, not only is it vegetarian, it's actually vegan as well, because it's made with coconut milk, and I love coconut milk. It's so easy to be vegan on an Indian diet, because you just replace any natural yogurt or cream with coconut milk. And then if you don't obviously make it with any animal products like meat, it's just easy. So I saw this, it came up on Jamie's 30-minute foods or something. Was it 30-minute foods? Or I think it was actually, he was bringing out his vegan and vegetarian recipe book. And it honestly, it looked delicious. It looked absolutely delicious and so easy to make. So you basically put all of your spices and the main spices in a ceramic dish, and you pop it on a hob with a bit of oil, groundnut oil, and you mix them all up together. There's like cumin seeds and mustard seeds and ginger and red onion and white onion and curry leaves and things like that. And then once it's all mixed together, ends up being like a paste. So then you put that paste all over the aubergines. And then once the aubergines have been covered in the paste, you then pop in the coconut milk and then sear it, pop a foil over it, and then put it in the oven for like 40 minutes. And that sounds amazing. So what I might do is do that before I need to go back down the yard today. And then I can come home and that's my dinner done. Just cook up some rice and Bob's your uncle, Fana's your aunt. There we are. Dinner. Sorry. I'm so hungry this morning. That's probably why I'm shaking so much, because I haven't had anything to eat yet. Just coming back onto this canvas, this is the second time that Evermoment has sent me this canvas, because the first time the colours were just completely wrong. It was more of an orange canvas rather than a yellow. And they tried to explain to me, yeah, but you know, you have orange shading in there. And I said to them that I understand that. However, the bit that's supposed to be yellow is orange. And the bit that's supposed to be the bit that's supposed to be orange is brown. And it just wouldn't have had the same effect if it was just like the wrong colour. So then, to be fair with Evermoment, you can't knock their customer service. Their customer service is amazing. If you've got any issues with anything, they fix it straight away. There's no quibble. There's no, we're not going to give you we're not going to give you your money back. We're not going to replace your canvas. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. You don't get any of that with them. So they're such a nice company to deal with if you have any issues. However, because they are quite a bit more expensive. You do expect that, really. And once they sent me the new canvas, oh gosh, it was just such crap quality. I have huge air pockets on this, and I've done my best to go over them with a knife, but we will see. I don't know what it's going to be like when it's finished. I'm not, like I said to you before, I'm not overly happy with it, and I will be reviewing it after it's done, and I will show you the back after it's done. Oh gosh, my stomach is rumbling. It's just a bit of a shame because I wanted this to go, I mean, it still will do. You don't really see it unless you're really looking at it, or if you catch the light wrong. You can see lines where the glue has really risen, and even though I've done everything that you're supposed to do with a knife, with the pen, you know, you scribbled over it to get the glue down after you've scored it to get the air pockets out, it's just not working. And I really didn't want to have to wait for another canvas, so I'm just dealing with it. I really do love doing Evermoment canvases though. Just love their drills. I keep banging on about their drills, but it makes such a difference. Not sure where they actually get their drills from. But the actual canvas itself, I mean, the canvas is a lot thicker, I've noticed, than a lot of other companies. So the canvas quality is there. It's just, for me, the canvas, I say the canvas quality, the quality of the physical canvas is higher than a lot of the other companies that I've got canvases for, which seem to be a bit thinner. But the production of my image and the glue and everything else that goes with it is just not on par today, or it's just not on par at all. Not up to scratch. Okay, so that's all the peas done. I saw on YouTube someone had, I think it was Rebecca at 4Kids at 147, she had a big tray like this, but it had a funnel, and I much prefer that. I mean, this does have one of these. I mean, it's not, I should really put it in. I'm not using it properly, that's the problem. There's nothing wrong with this tray, it's just the user. That's why they keep all falling out. But it does make it easier if you've got a funnel to put them all back in their boxes after you've used them. Who's got cats then? I had a delightful surprise when I got back from the yard this morning. I walked into my room and I was greeted with mouse guts, and I don't know whether it's the liver or the stomach. I think it's the stomach and the intestines is what I was greeted with this morning, having come back from the yard. And I know exactly who that was. That was Rascal, because he's used all of his lives and half of his brothers. So I had to, oh sugar, oh, that moment when you start putting the drills in your box and then you wonder, is that the right colour? Because these two are so similar. And isn't it a nightmare when you put the drills in the wrong colour box, but the colour is so close? It's then just an absolute nightmare to try and separate. I mean, you balled it up in the first place because you got the wrong colour, and then to have to try and separate colours that are pretty exact, it's just a nightmare. I also need an S. Where is my S? S, here we are. I'm just going to stick S's in here because then I can do the... Oh my god, this is so tiny. It's so weird going back to this really tiny small tray after using the big one. Gosh, I did so many diamond paintings with this and I can't imagine how I did it all. Okay, there is a lot more than I thought. I just can't see properly. When I first started diamond painting, I used to have, because I hated wasting time with putting the drills back in the little green trays and then finishing with them and then filling up with another colour and then finishing with that and filling up with another colour. I ended up buying like 50 of these green trays. So every time I did a diamond painting, I had like loads of these trays, and then I'd put the container in so I knew which container related to what tray, and I just had them all lined up around my diamond painting, and it actually saves so much time. But then you have the issue where you have a cat that jumps up and then they just trash all your drills. And they only ever did that once, and I learned from my mistake very quickly, and I haven't done it since. But if you haven't got kids and you haven't got cats, I think you'll be alright. It does save time. And I'm always leaving letters. So what I'm going to do is going to leave that over here, just in case I have got another S anywhere. And then I'm just going to carry on with these. Oh god, I absolutely love doing ever moments. The thing with them is I've had 2 customs from them now, and both have been, well, the first one of this one was, like I said, the colour was really off par, so I had to get them to do another one. And then I had another custom done and it just didn't come out like the image. So the image was okay, but the colours again were just not 100% right. And when you get a digital rendition of your picture, you kind of expect it to be that, like what you get a rendition of is what you expect in the post. Otherwise, what's the point in doing a rendition? So what I've tended to do is, there is a lady called Samantha who owns Row Diamonds, and her renditions and her diamond paintings are absolutely spot on. What you get with your diamond paintings is exactly the same as the rendition she sends you. So I think what I'm going to do is, and she's UK based, which is amazing. So I think I'm going to use her for any of my customs, and then any paintings that I really like that I see on Evermoment that are already done, you know, the ones that you can just go to the Evermoment store and buy. I think I'm just going to do that and just save myself the heartache of the disappointment. I mean, I had one from AZQSD. Is it AZQSD? And the rendition was awful. The rendition was amazing, but the painting itself was awful. There was a particular area where I had the letters Paris on a book binder, like you know, the edge of a book, the binder of the book. And after I did it, you couldn't really understand it. I mean, if you really step back, you could, but it didn't look quite right, and it certainly didn't look like the rendition. And then on one of the other book binders, because there was about 4 books in this picture, it's supposed to have the Eiffel Tower, and it actually looked like one of those, it ended up looking like one of those electricity pylon things that stands in the middle of a field, and it just wasn't quite right. So I decided to, I couldn't bother to complain. It would only cost 20 quid. It was 20 quid. It was a big painting as well, so it's not like it was too small so the detail wasn't there. I mean, I always order big paintings because I like my detail, and it was 60 by 80, I think, so it's a pretty decent size. However, when I then went to Row Diamonds, I got her to do it 110 by 95, so I had her do it much bigger, and it's looking fantastic. And even the quality of the canvas being that big is spot on. I haven't got any rivers or anything like that going through it, and it's a huge canvas. Three. Shall I do that as I go? Yeah, let's do 3. 3. There's another one there. This is also coming along really nicely. It is a lovely canvas. The picture, when I say lovely canvas, I mean not the quality, I mean the picture itself is lovely. So what I'll do is I will get this last bit done, and then I'm going to get a line done at the back. So this bit here all the way down, and get to about halfway on the canvas, and then I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to pop the picture in my video, whichever number that might be. I'm just going to hang on a second. Just realised I put the heating on, but I've not turned my radiator on because it's so cold. You're gonna have to excuse the radiator noise. We have a very old system. The radiators are so squeaky, so noisy. It's just a nightmare. But they're starting to come on now. They are big though. We live in a cottage, and the radiators are huge. So I finished my audiobook yesterday, like I said I would. That was a lovely book, a lovely ending. And there were 3 main characters, not 4. That was a book by Millie Johnson called The Yorkshire Pudding Club. And I absolutely loved every second of that book. Let's grab some more tea. I've noticed that a lot of people put washi tape around the edges of their paintings, and I only ever did that once, and then I found it a bit of a nightmare when I wanted to cut my painting to frame it. So now, unless you were going to use the washi tape for decoration for part of the framing, I'm just never going to use it again, I don't think. I just didn't. Oh, that was it. So what happened was, on the first painting I did, the one that I completed, which were the sunflowers, which actually is the thumbnail for my channel, I put washi tape around the edges of my painting because when I started diamond painting, I was watching all the videos like you do, and loads of people suggested putting washi tape around the edges of your painting, and I at the beginning thought it was just something to make it look pretty, and then I realized actually no, it was just stop any fluff from what you're wearing transferring to your painting. So I did it for my first painting, which was a 60 by 80, and then I thought, okay, well, if I use washi tape, it should come off quite easily. How wrong can you be? It was a nightmare. In the end, I had to get it off with baby wipes, wet wipes, and it did come off eventually, but geez, never again. So now I just leave it. I leave them bare. There's another S. I'll pop that in there. I think that's all the S's, so that can go away. They are so diddy. Oh my gosh. Come on. My favourite thing to do at the moment is trawl the internet. Usually YouTube, on people's craft rooms and diamond painting rooms, and I just look in awe and, in a nice way, jealous. I'm not a jealous person. I'm a jealous person, but not a horrible jealous person. I'm a, oh, I wish I had that. That's so amazing. They're so lucky jealous person. And I love trawling the internet, well, mainly YouTube, like I said, and looking at people's craft rooms, because not only do I like diamond painting, I also love doing crochet. And I do a lot of crochet, and I haven't actually done needlework for a long time, but I also do love cross stitch. And I've just come across another YouTube Stitcherista, I think her name is. Her name's Danielle, and her channel's Stitcherista. And she started doing diamond painting about a year ago, but her channel was primarily for cross stitch. And I came across her channel the other day, and she's got some great stuff on there. She's so talented. And I just find that I lose all of my time on YouTube. It's crazy. I don't know if anyone has the same issue. I love it. It used to be Facebook, but not so much now. Don't really spend a lot of time on Facebook, if I'm honest. I think I'm migrating a little bit towards what do you call it, Instagram, because my partner doesn't like having anything posted about our life. He's such a private person on Facebook, so I don't tend to post anything about our life or my life. Well, I post about my life, but I don't post anything about his. Where are we for? Okay, so you know what, we're 36 minutes. Shall I do this bit? I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do this little bit, and then I'm going to do the rest as a time lapse, just because otherwise this video is going to be so mega long. Oh, I've got my hair in here as well. Nightmare. So yeah, so I've migrated towards Instagram for putting anything on of my life or our life, purely because none of his family, I don't know, he just doesn't really like his family knowing what he's doing. Sounds a bit dodge, right? But no, he's fine. Just sounds dodge. But you know, he's a private person, and I have to respect that. Not everyone wants their life bashed all over Facebook, do they, or the internet? I'm just not that person. I don't mind either way. I don't really care. But I do like to see things. I've got friends all around the world who I grew up with, and they've migrated. Some have gone to Dubai, some have gone to America, some have gone to Australia, some live different parts of the UK, and it's just nice to see, you know, what they're doing and how the kids are doing. And if we didn't have that connection on Facebook, I wouldn't be able to, you know, keep up to date with their life and what they're up to. But I also understand that there's the other side, where, you know, you don't have to put everything on Facebook about your life. And I respect that for people that don't want to do that. But YouTube, I can just lose hours on YouTube. YouTube and Pinterest. Oh my dog. Pinterest is, oh my dog? I mean, oh my gosh. Pinterest is a real time waster for me. I just absolutely love it. Love, love, love it. And that's somewhere that you get to see all these craft room ideas and office ideas and bedroom ideas and fireplace ideas. And I've just literally designed my whole entire house through Pinterest. And I just love it. But anyway, it makes me happy. It's the stuff I love doing. I mentioned yesterday when I did my Alice in Wonderland video that I loved reading, and some of the authors that I loved were Santa Montefiore and Millie Johnson and Patricia Cornwall. But I do love watching movies, and I tend to watch movies when I diamond paint. So if I was to do a time-lapse video, I would stick a movie on, because you can detach the audio from it, so you don't have to have any of the audio on any of your videos, and then you just obviously add music audio once you've sorted your videos out. So I love Harry Potter. So some of my favourite films are Dirty Dancing, definitely. I think I'm a musical girl. Dirty Dancing and Muriel's Wedding, Harry Potter. I know it's not really a musical. And what was that new one that came out? Greatest Showman, Mamma Mia. Basically everything that my partner hates. He hates musicals. Can't stand them. Oh, I love Disney. So Disney movies such as Bedknobs and Broomsticks and Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Some of my favourite movies of all time. And then I love other things like The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile. They are more up Frank's street. You can tolerate them a bit more, I think. Let's stick you there because I am going to do checkerboard. I love doing checkerboards. You don't really need to do checkerboard with Evermoment because you don't have to worry too much about having gaps with their diamonds, because they are generally quite big, but not too big that they don't fit on the painting. But a lot of the other paintings you have to do checkerboard to make sure that you get your diamonds right in the middle, because otherwise you end up with big gaps. But I enjoy doing the checkerboard method, and I think it looks cool. Stick you there. Stick you there. Eyes have gone all funny. I haven't put my glasses on this morning. In fact, I don't even know where they are. Oh, there we are. Oh, bedside cabinet. Okay. So within my croffice, my craft room come office, I've designed it so I've got my big desk for work, and then in the middle of the room I have bought a second dining room table with 4 chairs. You don't have to have obviously all the 4 chairs around it, but it's handy because you can use it for a conference area, a meeting area, but also I can use it for my diamond paintings. Because I've got quite a big space on top of the dining room table, I don't have to worry about my diamond paintings going down the back of my desk, because the table should be big enough to be able to deal with having the whole painting in one area. Which means that then doing videos will be easier, because I can get a proper tripod that sits on the floor and doesn't connect onto the table. So that the problem I have with this is I either have to attach this to my radiator, this tripod, which it is at the moment, and if I attach it to my radiator, if I bang my desk, I mean this is moving now, my camera doesn't move. But if my camera is attached to my desk, and sometimes I do attach it to my desk, because I've got like a small bookcase that sits on top of my desk. It's only like a 2-tier bookcase, but it gives me some extra height for my tripod. So if I'm doing organize with me videos, or unboxings and things like that, it's a lot easier if I've got more height, because I've got then a bigger view of my desk. But with that, if you attach it to anything that's sitting on your desk and you bang the desk, it moves the whole entire camera. So when I noticed it yesterday when I was doing my Alice videos, when I was pressing down with my drills like this, every single time I was pressing down, my table moved, which meant my camera then moved, and it came out in the video, and there's nothing I can do about it now because it's been recorded. But it's just a nightmare. Realistically, what I need a shelf put above this desk, and for me to be able to hang a tripod off it. But I don't have a camera, so my setup is primarily using my phone, and I just really have to deal with what I've got. I can't afford to spend £400-500 on a camera and tripod and light setup. And I know some people can, which is great. But the other thing I've got an issue of is the space. I just don't have the setup space. So with having this office come craft room, I have designed it so I have got plenty of space to set my camera system up properly, and I will then get a proper camera. But the other thing is, one thing I noticed on just going back to Lady Rebecca and her channel 4Kids@147, she does great videos, and please don't take this as I'm battering her or anything like that, but she has an issue with her camera, with her batteries constantly running out and having to reload her batteries, and her memory cards getting full up. So she's constantly changing her memory cards and changing her batteries. And although she does it fantastically, and her videos always come out amazing because she transitions from one video to another like brilliantly, I just couldn't be bothered with that. I'm just such a lazy person. I could not be bothered with having to worry about my camera running out of filming time and battery. So actually I use my phone camera, and I have an Android, a Samsung S9, and the video on it is amazing, and I can run it, and it goes for hours on end. And what it does, it gets to 1 hour and 1 minute and 39 seconds, and then it doesn't stop, it carries on, but it will end up being 2 separate videos. And then if obviously it goes into another 1 hour, 1 minute and 39 seconds, it will then go on to a third video. So the only issue we've got with that is if you want to, like the reason why I did my video yesterday, my Alice in Wonderland on, like I did the whole real time, is because what I wanted to do is just upload it straight away onto YouTube from my phone, because it's so much quicker. I don't have to go through the process. There is something that in Filmora that I have to export it up and change the file to an MP4 to enable me to then upload it properly onto YouTube. So it just then cuts out that second process. But I completely forgot that it broke it down into 3 separate videos, so I still had to do that because I had to connect all the videos together to make one video. So that didn't really work really. I should have forward thought about that. Having said that, I didn't think that my video was going to go on for 1 hour and 40 minutes either, but it just did. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You just start going and then you continue to go. And I know these videos are long, but there's nothing to say you can't chuck it on in the background. whilst you do your diamond painting, and have someone chit chat to you whilst you do it. I'm constantly not picking up diamonds. I just absolutely love diamond painting. It's one of my favourite things. In fact, it's taken over doing anything else. So it's taken over me doing my crochet, any needlework. It's taken over me doing any washing, any housework, anything like that. I love it. I could just sit and do it for hours. If I could do this as a job, I'd be so happy. Life skills, honestly. Life goals, should I say. Become a professional diamond painter. I'd love that. So we're just coming to the end of this video. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave it there, and then I will do the rest on time lapse, purely because I don't want this video going over an hour. It just takes so long to upload anything that's over an hour. I mean, it takes forever to upload anything that's half an hour or 20 minutes, and I also don't want to bore you silly either. So I'm just going to finish this, get this one done, and then call it a day. One of the other things I love about this is that I've only got like 20 colours. So although this is a yellow rose, I mean, they have done really well with their shading, but it means I haven't got to look for hours for all of the colours. I need a 3. There we go. Okay, so right guys, so thanks for joining me. I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers guys, bye.